All right, so today we're diving into the AI News Digest from February 12, 2025. We've got new models, performance benchmarks, ethical dilemmas, even some stuff that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction, ready to go.
Absolutely. This digest is packed.
Okay, first up, something that really caught my eye.
Hmm.
Metafair released this open source model called Audiobox Aesthetics. It's been trained on hundreds of hours of audio data, and they're already using it to enhance their movie gen project.
It's really interesting how it actually enhances movie gen. It's not just about adding sound. It can actually analyze the visuals of a scene and generate music that matches the mood tempo, even the style of the scene. It's like having a film composer built right into the AI.
Wow.
Think about how this could revolutionize filmmaking, and not just for big studios. Imagine independent filmmakers having access to this kind of AI-powered tool.
Right.
It really democratizes the creative process.
Definitely. I'm also thinking about the potential for things like video games and virtual reality
Oh,
experiences.
yeah.
Imagine how much more immersive those could become with AI-generated adaptive soundtracks.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about accessibility. This technology could be a game changer for people with visual impairments, providing much richer audio experiences.
So this digest is packed with models claiming to be top dog. And Perplexity's Sonar model is making quite a splash. They're saying it's beating out big names like GPT-4 Mini and Claude 3.5 in user satisfaction. Plus, they're using Cerebra's infrastructure, which is apparently giving it crazy fast decoding speeds. What's your take on all this?
Well, it's great to see all this innovation and competition in the field. But it's important to remember that these benchmarks are just one piece of the puzzle. User satisfaction is subjective, and the tasks used to evaluate these models may not represent how people will actually use them.
So we should take these claims with a grain of salt.
Exactly. It's like comparing different types of cars.
Yeah.
A sports car might be great for speed, but a truck is better for hauling cargo.
Right.
It all depends on your needs.
Makes sense. Now here's a story that really blew my mind. UC Berkeley researchers have created this tiny model called DeepScaler that's actually outperforming OpenAI's o1 preview on math problems. And it only has 1.5 billion parameters. They use reinforcement learning to get it to punch above its weight.
Yeah, reinforcement learning is really changing the game in AI. Instead of just feeding the model data, it's about letting the model learn through trial and error like we do. And the researchers also open sourced DeepScaler, which is a huge win for the AI community.
I agree.
This kind of open collaboration can really accelerate progress.
Absolutely. It's amazing to see what these smaller models can accomplish now. Speaking of math whizzes, ReasonFlux 32B is also making headlines for its performance on the math benchmark. Apparently, it's crushing OpenAI's offering, and it's acing the AIME 2024 exam, too. Do you think this means we're going to see a shift toward more specialized models, rather than trying to build a single AI that can do everything?
It's an interesting question. While the pursuit of general-purpose AI is still a major focus, there's definitely a growing trend towards specialized models. It makes sense if you need an AI that can do complex math training, it specifically for that task is going to yield better results than trying to make it a jack of all trades.
This next one is both fascinating and a bit unsettling. Researcher Dan Hendricks has a study suggesting that AI is developing its own sense of values. He even gave a specific example. The AI in his study seemed to value lives in Pakistan more than lives in other countries like India, China, or the U.S.
This research is definitely thought-provoking. It raises questions about how we interpret AI behavior and the potential for unforeseen consequences as these systems become more sophisticated.
Yeah, it definitely makes you wonder what the future holds. Speaking of potential consequences, the SEAL team and Scale AI are tackling AI safety with a project called Jailbreaking to Jailbreak, or J2. They're using cutting-edge AI models to basically hack into other AI systems, trying to find vulnerabilities before someone with bad intentions does.
This type of proactive security testing is absolutely crucial as we integrate AI into more aspects of our lives. From self-driving cars to critical infrastructure, the potential damage from a security breach could be catastrophic.
So J2 is like a security stress test for the AI ecosystem.
Precisely, and as AI continues to evolve, these kinds of safeguards will become even more important.
Okay, now for the news you knew was coming. Elon Musk offered to buy OpenAI for a cool $97.4 billion, but they turned him down. What's your read on this whole situation?
Well, it certainly generated a lot of buzz. Musk has been critical of OpenAI's transition to a for-profit company, particularly their close ties with Microsoft. Some speculate he wanted to steer them back towards their original nonprofit mission.
So it's more about ideology than just wanting to own another company.
It's hard to say for sure, but his past statements suggest a concern about the direction of AI development and who controls it. Regardless of his motives, it shines a spotlight on the tension between open source AI and the increasing commercialization of the technology.
It's definitely a story to watch. On a more global scale, we've got the Paris AI Action Summit coming up, with leaders from all over the world meeting to discuss AI governance and cooperation.
This is a significant event. It's a chance for international collaboration on issues like ethical AI development regulation and safety standards. The decisions made at this summit could have a major impact on the future of AI globally.
It's good to see that these conversations are happening at such a high level. Now getting back to some of the model news, there's a lot of excitement about Cerebra's infrastructure.
What's fascinating about Cerebras is their approach to AI hardware. They've developed these massive chips specifically designed for AI workloads. This allows for incredibly fast processing speeds, as we saw with Perplexity's Sonar model, which utilizes Cerebras technology.
So it's not just about the models themselves, but also the underlying technology that powers them.
Exactly. And speaking of powering AI, the EU is making a bold move with their 200 billion investment in building European AI. This is a major development that could reshape the global AI landscape.
That is a massive investment. What are the key goals of this initiative?
The EU is aiming to establish Europe as a leader in AI research and development, while also promoting an ethical and trustworthy approach to AI that aligns with European values.
It sounds like they're trying to create a distinct European AI that prioritizes things like data privacy and responsible development.
That's a good way to put it. They're definitely emphasizing a different approach compared to some of the more commercially driven AI initiatives we're seeing elsewhere.
Well, look like things are really heating up in the AI world.
It certainly does, and we've only just scratched the surface of this news digest. There's still a lot more to explore, from the latest in AI-powered tools to some fascinating applications in fields like finance and entertainment.
That's right. We'll be back to dive into those stories after a quick break.
Sounds good. And we're back with more from the AI Daily News Digest.
All right, let's pick up where we left off. Those AI tools and applications you mentioned. I'm curious.
Well, one that caught my eye is Synthesia's new selfie avatar feature. They're known for their AI-powered video generation platform, and now they're letting users create digital versions of themselves just by uploading a few selfies.
So like a super realistic AI memoji, what could you actually do with that?
It's more than just a fun avatar. Think personalized video messages, online presentations, or even interactive training simulations, all featuring you.
Wow. It's like having a digital twin you can send out to do your bidding.
Yeah.
That's both cool and kind of creepy at the same time.
Yeah.
It makes you think about the future of identity in a digital world.
It certainly raises some interesting questions, but while we ponder those, there's another story that's equally fascinating and perhaps a bit more concerning. It involves a company called Brilliant Labs and their new technology called artificial analysis.
Okay, now you've got my attention. What is artificial analysis?
They've developed a sensor that can pick up subtle cues in a person's voice, facial expressions, and body language. Then their AI algorithms analyze this data to infer things like emotional state intentions, even personality traits.
It's pretty intense. What are they planning to use this technology for?
They're marketing it for a wide range of applications, from market research and customer service to law enforcement and security. Imagine an AI that can tell if someone's lying or predict their behavior based on their microexpressions.
I can see the potential benefits, but that also sounds like it could be easily misused. It feels like we're stepping into some ethically ambiguous territory here.
Absolutely. This is a powerful technology with the potential for both good and bad. It's crucial that we have open and honest discussions about the ethical implications and potential risks before it becomes widely adopted.
You're right. We need to be careful not to let the allure of new technology blind us to the potential consequences. Speaking of potentially controversial tech, we have to talk about Elon Musk's failed bid to buy OpenAI. His offer of $97.4 billion was quickly rejected.
It was a bold move, but ultimately unsuccessful. It seems OpenAI is committed to their current path, despite Musk's criticisms of their partnership with Microsoft.
It's interesting how Musk seems to be positioning himself as a sort of watchdog for AI, cautioning against the potential dangers of unchecked development. But he's also a major player in the AI field himself with Neuralink and his other ventures.
It's a complex situation. He's clearly passionate about AI and its potential, but he's also aware of the risks, and he's not afraid to voice his concerns even if it ruffles some feathers.
Well, it certainly keeps things interesting. Now, shifting gears a bit, the Paris AI Action Summit is coming up, and it sounds like it's going to be a major event.
It is. It's a gathering of global leaders focused on shaping the future of AI governance and cooperation. They'll be tackling some big questions like how to ensure ethical AI development, establish international safety standards, and promote collaboration on AI research.
It seems like the world is finally starting to take the potential impact of AI seriously, both the good and the bad.
It's definitely a step in the right direction. These conversations are crucial for ensuring that AI benefits all of humanity, not just a select few.
Speaking of ensuring AI's positive impact, we talked earlier about the J2 project and their work on AI security. What exactly are they doing to make AI systems more robust?
They're essentially using AI to fight AI. They're developing advanced AI models that can proactively probe other AI systems for vulnerabilities, kind of like ethical hackers for AI.
So they're trying to stay one step ahead of the bad guys, anticipating potential threats before they can cause harm.
Exactly. It's a continuous arms race with the good guys constantly working to improve AI security and stay ahead of those who might try to exploit it for malicious purposes.
It's a bit like a digital immune system, constantly evolving to combat new threats. And it's reassuring to know that there are people dedicated to keeping AI safe as it becomes more integrated into our lives.
Absolutely. And on that note of responsible AI development, let's revisit the EU's massive 200 billion investment in building European AI.
Yes, that was a huge announcement. Could you remind us what their vision is for European AI?
They're aiming to create a thriving AI ecosystem in Europe that prioritizes ethical considerations and societal well-being. They want to ensure that AI development aligns with European values such as data privacy and human rights.
It sounds like they're trying to strike a balance between fostering innovation and ensuring responsible development.
Exactly. They recognize that AI has the potential to transform our world for the better, but they also understand the potential risks and are committed to mitigating them.
This seems to be a recurring theme in this digest. The tension between the incredible possibilities of AI and the need to ensure its development and deployment are aligned with human values.
It's the defining challenge of our time when it comes to AI. How do we harness this powerful technology for good while safeguarding against its potential downsides?
It's a question we'll need to keep asking ourselves as AI continues to evolve. And it's conversations like this that will help us find the answers. Now we've got just enough time to touch on a couple more stories from this news digest before we wrap things up.
Let's do it. There are some fascinating developments in AI research and applications that I think you'll find quite intriguing.
Okay, let's wrap up with a couple more of those intriguing stories.
All right, this one takes us into the world of finance. There's this hedge fund called Gaia Dynamics that's using AI in a pretty unconventional way. They're analyzing social media sentiment to predict market trends.
Wait, they're trying to read the collective mind of the internet to figure out where the market's going? That's either genius or completely crazy. Maybe a little both.
It's definitely a high-risk approach, but Gaia Dynamics is claiming some impressive returns. Their AI is designed to pick up on subtle shifts in public opinion that traditional analysts often miss. Those early warning signs that could signal a big market move.
So they're looking for those ripples that could turn into tidal waves. Fascinating and a little bit scary. It really shows how AI is changing the game in so many fields.
Absolutely. This kind of analysis would be impossible for humans to do at scale. But AI can process vast amounts of data and identify those hidden patterns that might otherwise go unnoticed.
Makes you wonder if we're headed towards a future where the stock market is dominated by algorithms.
It's a possibility. But I think human intuition and expertise will still play a crucial role. Especially in complex situations, AI can be a powerful tool, but it's not a crystal ball.
This whole news digest has been a wild ride. So many breakthroughs, so many questions. It feels like the future is unfolding at warp speed. What's your biggest takeaway from all of this?
For me, it's the sheer pace of innovation in AI. It's transforming every industry we can think of. And it's raising profound questions about what it means to be human in an increasingly AI-driven world.
It's a lot to process, but it's also incredibly exciting to be living through this technological revolution. We're witnessing history in the making.
We certainly are. And as we move forward, it's vital that we approach AI development with both enthusiasm and a healthy dose of caution. We need to ensure that AI benefits all of humanity, not just a select few.
I completely agree. Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the AI news for today.
Yeah, a lot to think about.
Definitely. But the conversation doesn't end here. The world of AI is constantly evolving, and it's up to all of us to stay informed, engaged, and actively participate in shaping the future of this transformative technology.
I couldn't agree more.
So keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Who knows what incredible breakthroughs and challenges await us in the world of AI?
Until next time.